Hello and welcome to the Photography and Videography channel. I'm Nigel Cooper and today I'm taking a look at the Rode Wireless Go microphone, which is a budget wireless microphone system aimed at YouTube vloggers, video producers and people who present to camera in the manner that I am right now. Now I'm actually wearing it for this review. This is the actual transmitter section with the microphone built in. The receiver is mounted on top of the Panasonic GH5 that I'm actually recording this video with right now. Now, as you can see, it's small and compact and lightweight, so it's not going to interfere with the balancing of the gimbal. It comes with the little red TRS to TRS 3.5mm jack cable to connect it to your camera. However, if you want to use it with an iPhone, such as this iPhone 6s, which has got a 3.5mm jack, you're going to have to buy one of these. This is Rode's SC7 cable, which is a TRS to TRRS, so that you can get audio into an iPhone like this if you're using a program such as Filmic Pro or Mavis, for example. With later iPhones that come after this that have only got a lightning socket, you will have to buy a lightning to 3.5mm adapter. The microphone also comes with this small pouch as well as two USB cables, which is regular USB on one end and USB Type-C on the other. You just plug these into any USB device that puts power over USB to charge the built-in batteries. Charging time takes about 2 hours and you get approximately 6 hours usage time on a full charge. You also get two of these little furry windjammers, which brings me on to a bad point. These are a terrible design because they just have these little clips here. It's hard to actually line them up and mount them onto this, and when you do, you don't get any kind of discernible click. They don't snap into place. You don't really know that they've been attached or not, and they do keep popping off because they're wider than the actual transmitter itself. When it's resting against your clothing, they do have a tendency to fall off all the time, so it's not the best design on the planet. I would hope in the future, if Rode update this, that they will fix this design, maybe using something magnetic instead. Now I know what you're thinking, a magnet could interfere with a microphone, but at the end of the day, a simple piece of magnetic shielding on the inside of the magnet would fix that, and it would be much easier to just pop these on and off in a design like that. Right, now I'm actually wearing this outwards just so you can see it. However, I'm just going to unclip this, turn it round. As you can see, there's just a clip that opens and closes here. And I'm just going to pop it on either way like that so that the clip is facing out and you can't see it as much. The microphone is on this edge, so it's sticking outwards, so it's not hidden away inside my clothing. Now, although this only weighs 30 grams, that may sound light, and it is light, but when compared to a regular lav mic like this one, it's actually quite heavy. And I'll show you what I mean. If I have my top button undone and I want to mount this a little higher up, like that, it will actually keep flapping around. As you lean forward, as you can see, it just kind of pops out and it will hang and pull your shirt and clothing around. So you've actually got to be quite careful about how you mount these. So I'm just going to pop it back there, do my shirt up again. If it was on a stiff lapel of a jacket, it would stay in place and you wouldn't have this problem. However, that brings me on to the next little bit, that this has got a 3.5mm socket on it, so you can actually connect a small lav mic like this. However, don't expect too much of an audio improvement. The reason it's got this socket here is not so that you can go and put on a very expensive, say £200 Sennheiser lav mic, because at the end of the day, the preamps in this are not good enough to benefit from an expensive lav mic. Now, the preamps in this are definitely better than what you would get in a DSLR or most cheap camcorders, but it's not in the same ballpark as a kind of preamp that you would get in, say, a £2,000 Universal Audio interface, or even the cheaper audio interfaces from the likes of Focusrite. It does the job, it gets good enough audio out there, but you don't want to go plugging in expensive lav wired mics into this. The only reason you would want to do that is if you find that this is flapping around on your clothing, or you don't like this big sort of square block here, you would basically plug in a little microphone like this, and then you would take this off and just clip this onto your belt or put it into your pocket like you would any other transmitter. The capsule that's built into this is an omnidirectional condenser type, and it does a good enough job of putting audio into the camera, as you can hear. It's also got a 3-stage output pad of 0, 12 and 24 decibels, so you can match it to your camera. It's available in either black or white, so if your regular talent often wears white clothing or lighter clothing, you might want to consider buying this in white so it will blend in and it won't stand out quite as much. Alternatively, if your talent wears darker clothing, you should opt for the black one like this. It has a range of up to 70 meters, however that is within line of sight, and these devices are generally optimized for shorter ranges than that, especially in congested frequency areas such as inner cities where you have lots of minicab offices and potential interference. Now, if you want to use this microphone with an iPhone that has a 3.5mm jack, such as this iPhone 6s, you will need to buy one of these. It's Rode's SC7 cable. It's a small TRS to TRRS cable that allows you to get audio into an iPhone if you're using a program such as Filmic Pro or Mavis, for example. The little clip that this microphone has on it here has been well thought out because it's the same diameter as the hot shoe or cold shoe on your camera, so you don't have to buy any additional devices. It simply clips straight into the hot shoe of your camera or onto the cold shoe, or if you prefer you can just simply clip it onto the strap of the camera instead. Now, I have to assume that the batteries in these devices for both the transmitter and the receiver are of the lithium-ion variety, not too dissimilar to the ones Apple use in their iPhones, for example. And we all know if you own any kind of mobile device that these batteries don't last forever. After a few years, they start to lose their efficiency and don't hold charge quite as well. So I did contact Rode and asked them if these can be replaced. It doesn't look like something you can do yourself, but they said yes, you can send them into their service department and they will replace them. I didn't ask them how much it was going to be, but I'm sure it won't be the cost of a brand new one. And I'm glad to hear that these aren't disposable types that would have to be thrown away, because that wouldn't exactly be very green by Rode. So well done there for allowing us to actually replace them. Okay, so that brings me to the end of this presentation on the Rode Wireless Go. I've actually turned it around just while I wrap up this video. I'm really impressed with it considering the price. There are a few niggles, such as these furry windjammers being hard to put on. They don't snap into place and they keep falling off. But I love the fact that you can buy these SC7 cables so you can use it with an older iPhone if you're using a program such as Filmic Pro. That's it. I'm Nigel Cooper. This is the Photography and Videography channel, and I hope to see you again real soon.